Shabba-dooby, showtime. It's Among Us versus Fall Guys.
Hello.
There we go. There's the Don. And yes, I am going to be in the corner staring at you the whole time. Just blankly staring, because I don't want to move. I've not got like a facial rig set up to actually match my facial features. So he's just kind of moving on his own, you know? As you do. So let's watch the Among Us versus the Fall Guys. It's 19 minutes long, which I like.
VTuber this guy is.
I am predicting the Fall Guys will win. Though I am kind of hoping for the Among Us win so that you could say every prediction this year was wrong.
Was 2020. The long wait as we all
an actual intro.
The most
an actual
viral
intro.
Sensation in recent years. It was
Yup.
Among Us.
Nah, Fall Guys was the biggest news that year. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find
More
out
of
who
that.
would
I'll
win
accept more of
a
that.
death battle.
Yeah, I'm predicting Fall Guys win
In
and
the
Kratos
dark
Azure
of
next time.
space, aboard a malfunctioning vessel, a peculiar crew of bean-shaped
Holy shit, Among
astronauts
Us?
must work together to
Oh,
save
look,
their
it's the
souls
Peter
from
Griffin
their
Among
quiet
Us.
demise.
Tons of stuff could go wrong.
It was
at any
poop.
moment, and it's up to these colorful.
Oh, and there was
I
the
didn't
Among Us
sound
manga,
like
which
that.
I read in
Their
preparation.
spacesuits don't seem
Why
to
did you
have
do
any
that?
arms.
Oh, that's not actually a suit. That's just how they are.
My favorite character is Tamago, who, spoiler for the Among Us manga, was the imposter.
To save their ship require varying degrees of difficulty and
Why do
skill.
we know how
It
they
may not take
reproduce?
much to reconnect some wires in the
Boy,
cafeteria,
we're good friends
but
with
it
Fall Guy,
certainly
huh?
does to clear asteroids when your ship is moving faster than light.
If that's not a suit,
Sussy
why
Bakas
do they
hate
have a
that.
cafeteria when
They
they
also
don't
like
have
that.
a mouth?
At any point, these creatures
I
must
goaded,
draw
I
from
have no
medical
mouth and I
training,
must scream
electrical
reference.
skills, and mechanical know-how.
Okay, but it's total chaos, so teamwork is key. They gotta spread out and trust that while they're all
that
swinging
Edgeworth?
cards, they have each
For a
other's
second there.
backs, right?
Well, success
Yeah, it
is
was.
always
They had a
uncertain,
Ace Attorney
as though fate
crossover.
has placed some external force
I'm
that
glad to
stands
see it,
between
though.
this species and their survival.
Well, I think it actually was only Edgeworth. I think he was the only skin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
But
just
not us,
Edgeworth.
though, right, Wiz? Right?
Goaded.
For the 9th time, I'm not an imposter.
That's just what an imposter would say. They're shape-shifting aliens. They could be anyone, or any mad scientist in a lab coat.
The imposter
Oh,
threatens the
okay,
pack and
Wiz is
pushes them
using the
towards
Edgeworth
extinction by
hair.
any means necessary. Anything from
I
damaging
guess that's
lights to
appropriate.
wrecking the ship's reactor.
Which can
Yeah,
be
it
tricky to
fits.
fix in time, even though imposters are
They've
naturally
established that
skilled at
Wiz
crawling
is
through
a
the
Ace
vents.
Attorney
The
fan. They gotta
crewmates
remember
need
this when they do
special
Phoenix
engineer
Wright versus
training to
Makoto
do the
Naegi.
same, so not all of them can McLean it up.
All while the imposters
Yeah, win.
conceal their motivations and infiltrate the herd. The others always know something isn't right, and the imposters
Do
use
they?
that paranoia to motivate their prey into ejecting each other into space. Just for being kinda sus.
I saw that in the back.
Yeah, Wiz is the imposter.
He does seem to know an awful lot about these aliens. And just to put it out there, it isn't me.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard him say sus?
No, what do you mean? Knowing a lot is literally my job.
Yeah?
Ear canals.
Ah, jeez, fix your mic, dummy.
I agree with the metal bowling ball.
Well, I knew the sussy baka from the start.
Kinda like a
And
deformed
again,
metal
just
bong,
to be
isn't
very
he?
clear, it isn't me.
Same here.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
I could see
Anyone
the
can be
comparison. He's like a
imposter,
light
Boomstick.
bulb,
It's completely
kinda.
random.
Random starts with
Or like an ornament.
Oh, I know who it is. It's always the red one.
Wait, what? But it isn't me. It isn't me.
Oh, right. There's usually two.
He was an
Dear
imposter.
God.
The
Now
imposters
he's a
aren't
cult.
just tricksters. They're also hunters, bloodhounds tracking and assassinating crewmates when they least expect it.
They'll snap their necks, stab them with a knife, shoot them with a desert eagle, or use their freaking tongues to impale their faces. Oh, God! Right through the visor.
They may look like they're wearing spacesuits, but that's not a visor. That is their actual face. Examining the
Yup.
cross-section reveals their insides always match the color of their bodies, and that they are comprised of exactly one large bone, which must mean their ability to walk is entirely muscle-based. Their whole anatomy
Like a
is one
spider.
unsolvable
Well, that's
mystery.
hydraulics, not
Ew,
muscles.
They've got human toes, buff arms for no reason, and can stretch like Mr. Fantastic? What are these freaky things?
No one knows. They don't even exist within the same realm of mortality as you or I. Even if one of them is killed or ejected into the lifeless void of space, they return as a ghost, invisible, incorporeal, unable to communicate with the living, but nonetheless still among us.
Even beyond death, they can
Probably been
halt
there
the
before. I
demise
just
of
not
other
paid
crew.
attention to the
Or
name.
become
Origin.
guardian angels
Yeah,
for the
Origin was
living by
there.
literally shielding them.
That's gotta be one tough shield, because remember that desert?
Of
Holy
course,
shit,
Max
Wizard
would be the
Doomsday.
one in the
Apparently,
fucking
that
Ghostface
thing
thing.
also fires a laser that can rip apart whole planets. Good God! To split this planet apart like that would need over 10 million tons of TNT.
A number so incomprehensible you'd have to multiply 1 billion by 1 billion. Twice.
More than enough to annihilate Earth over 160 million times. Which seems like overkill for the, space vampires they were fighting.
Right, the crew has crossed over with a variety of other universes. Fortnite, Vampire Survivors, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
What the fuck is the
classics.
Skell?
Including this Henry
That's the
Stickmin
ship.
guy. Apparently, he's a kleptomaniac with a surprisingly wide and wacky arsenal all the crew can have.
Desert Eagle-eyed crewmates will find Henry's weapons
Oh,
throughout
good.
the
They
ship,
can get themselves
like a
killed
banana
like him.
bomb, a teleporter, a ninja star, and a magic pencil that can bring drawings to life.
These creepy Teletubbies can sketch whatever they want.
I mean, in the
into
world of not Death
existence,
Battle, that's
and they're
not
suddenly
a magic
everywhere I
pencil. That's
look
just a
now.
regular
Where's
pencil.
these little
The Among
trash
Us
can people
meme.
are
Wings
freaking
of
me out.
iron.
In a strange way, all of this makes sense for this fascinating species. In the face of insurmountable odds, something inside tells them to band together no matter what, to use all
Fucking
the tools
McDonald's chicken
available and
nuggets
try to
there.
survive
Got it.
again and again. On a ship, on strange planets, anywhere they may be, in spite of anything that may be going on in the world. They either fix what's broken or face certain doom. But no matter what, they do it together.
Together! Yeah! Ooh!
Hey y'all, this is Chad. If you don't know,
Hey,
I voice
Chad.
Boomstick. Here
I
at
know.
1 p.m. Central today,
Yeah?
Sam and I are going to be playing some Fall Guys,
Wow.
maybe some Among Us
Cool.
live here on the Death Battle channel
Uh,
and on Twitch.
yup.
Hang out, have some fun.
Sure.
And who knows, if you guys enjoy it, maybe we'll do some more gameplay streams in the future.
Yeah,
Hope to see you
I'll be there.
Thanks.
Welcome to the bright, colorful world of the Blunder Dome! Natural habitat to these lovable little beings known as the Fall
Blunder Dome
Guys,
sounds like my
who
fucking
race each
life.
other through fun playgrounds with nothing but clear skies above.
These lively obstacle courses showcase their inherent skills
Yeah,
and
there's Laurel.
abilities, as if drawn by natural
What silly
instinct,
little
they
characters.
hurdle over barriers
I
together.
wanna see if I
and
can
pass
spot
through
Laurel
various
throughout
tests of
this.
strength, agility, and mental fortitude.
And it's pretty impressive considering how elaborate these bounce house courses get. How do these weebles wobble through it?
With a shocking level of innate parkour
Potentially
mastery that
half
a
otherwise
mic
hasn't been
was that.
seen
What the
since
fuck kind of
2006.
measurement is that?
Honestly, not many of the beans make it. And only
That would
one
imply
breaks
that Mike
the
was
winner
out,
before everything starts all over again.
Which makes for some
I don't know
very
what that would imply.
friendly competition. Like survival of the fittest, but for a bunch of candy grimaces. They'll grab, shove, and slam into each other to make it out on top. Or even roll up into a ball and launch across the course self-preservation beat.
Well, they say everybody
And
is
over time,
supersonic
the
racing.
beans have evolved to higher levels of, let's call it
Everybody's
imagination.
supersonic
The engineer
racing.
Digi invented the
When
creative
playing
device so the
Sonic
beans could
Generations,
start
anytime I
making
do one
and
of the
designing new
challenges, it's like
obstacles and
race against your
challenges for
doppelganger. I
themselves,
have to play
as
that
well
music.
as additional tools like
Just
wrecking
doesn't feel
balls,
right otherwise.
wind-up boxes for
To be
punching
fair,
foes, and even
as bad as Sonic
translators
R
that make
is, the
their
music goes pretty
nonsensical
hard.
language intelligible.
But even at their best, they're still just
Larry.
flicking
That's the case for
themselves
most
over these
Sonic
obstacles like
things.
a bunch of drunken
Yeah,
lemmings.
This species seems to have a
what makes Sonic
biological
Boom really
urge to
stand out is
navigate
that it's
these
one of the
courses
few
for
cases where
one
you can't say
singular
that.
Purpose. Get that crown.
I mean, if I could be king for a day, I'd push you off a cliff right now.
Very funny. Get away from me.
Things in the Blunder Dome can get wild. We've seen these goobers get smacked by giant mallets and fall into actual hot lava, but they always pop back up at the qualification stage later, completely unharmed. Somehow.
These remarkable creatures have demonstrated some dumbfounding durability, such as getting struck by
yo.
meteors. That's a hit anywhere from 18 tons of
That
TNT
was like,
to
That seems to be
Silently,
an entire Mike
It's like
Wazowski.
two halves of a Mike Wazowski, I'm being
themselves
honest.
straight through another obstacle course.
On top of that, they were hit with the Big Bang and came out the other side completely fine. Whoa, wait, what? Did I just say the Big Bang? Why do we even mention the meteor? Who cares?
good
Their
question.
suits are basically indestructible.
Boomstick, I hate to tell you this.
No,
Those aren't really.
don't say it.
Those aren't actually suits. That's their skin.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
were getting
Laryl
weird
told
back
me
in
that
2020. Didn't they have
when I was
better
playing
things
with
to
him.
do?
I
With
asked
only
him.
arms, legs,
Uh,
I like
and
Is that
the I like
this
the
skin?
Doom
genetic
Animal Crossing
mechanism
reference there
inside
for
the beings
2020.
causes
That
them
was
to
a
be
good part of it.
self-sustaining. Though after some dissection, it's
No, I asked
Hey,
him.
Dad.
I asked Laryl, is that
I
their
don't know,
skin
it's
or
more
is that a
upsetting.
suit? And he
That
told me, no,
skeleton or the fact
that's
that
just
these
their
jelly
skin.
beans are 6 friggin' feet tall.
Imagine bumping into this thing in a dark alleyway. No,
I mean,
thank
it's
you.
quite a cheerful little fella. I wouldn't be
This
too
means when you
bothered.
start the game, you're just flat out naked, just swinging away.
Yep, that's what I
Flames
asked as
in the
well.
wind.
Strange such nakedness would be allowed, considering what's actually happening is the Fall Guys are contestants in a non-stop 24/7 game show, the Ultimate Knockout. Yeah, that's what's actually happening here. So what might be misconstrued as some sort of migration cycle is really a brutal, never-ending gauntlet that takes advantage of their tunnel vision.
So it's like the Truman Show mixed with Wipeout and Naked and Afraid. What happened to them being just colorful cartoon beans?
And they
Does that
survive
any of
to
that
keep playing the
defy
game
that
no
concept?
matter what. The game makers have
Split
said
up
that
an
when
entire
the beans
constellation
fall to
here.
I
their
don't
death,
think
they
I've
feel
noticed
Especially on
any
the Zelda
Bomberman
universe.
references yet.
serenity, zen-like detachment from all worldly and physical bonds. Then they pop back onto the podium to celebrate their achievements. That's an official quote.
They brought up
Also
the
said
Twitter
they're
thing.
strong enough to rip someone in half and can stretch their bodies so
What?
far they pass beyond the observable universe.
Oh god, the Twitter feats.
Oh yeah! January 18th, 2022, 9:14 a.m. The Fall Guy stretched so far he exited the universe as we know it, and then he kept going.
Speaking of universes, the Fall Guys have seen dozens of guest stars from other stories and have learned from their cultures, like flying around in the TARDIS of Doctor Who fame,
Laryl!
wielding He-Man's
Laryl!
power sword, launching
Larry!
Beam's iconic Hadouken, or even just becoming Pac-Man. They just
Yo.
become Pac-Man. They're Pac-Man now.
Wiz, I know we've seen some crazy things on the show.
Where's my
but these
Bomberman
6 feet
reference?
tall jelly bean monsters eat food through their feet.
I probably
What are we
missed
about
it.
to
It's
run
probably
upon
in
the
here
world?
somewhere.
Is this cute and colorful reality an endless void of darkness and despair? Revelations of disturbances too catastrophic for the
I feel like they
human mind
didn't
to
really
process? A
make
vicious
this-
cycle on this
even
blue
try to make
marble
this scene
surrounded
particularly
by
close.
mouthless, dead-eyed beings.
Pretty much.
Which, like,
Ah, cool, let's see him fight.
Fair enough.
it isn't.
No, stop.
Wiz, you gotta play that mobile game.
Wow.
With the superheroes and the cool art.
Oh, are you talking about Marvel Snap?
Yeah, that one.
Wow.
The card collecting game.
It's more than that. Marvel Snap is
Well,
a
don't you wanna play
fast-paced
Marvel
dueling
Snap?
card
Come on.
game, like really fast.
Both the cards and the locations you play them in have
It's got
abilities that change
Deadpool.
the course of a
He's your
match,
favorite
making
character.
it a real head-to-head battle.
And it's easy and
Yeah,
quick to get
it sure
into.
does
I
have
was kind of
Deadpool.
worried I'd have to
got
spend too much
Spider-Man?
time learning different cards and rules, but no, it's actually
But-
really intuitive.
Yeah,
Oh, it's got
Mantis?
comic book
That 3D
Mantis.
art,
Gross.
So cool. There's hundreds of cards and
Hulk?
thousands of art variants.
Thing?
And they add new cards each week. Plus,
Who
they
don't
just
they
opened
have,
something
really?
All new.
Nemesis.
With all kinds of
If they
exclusive
put
goodies.
Nemesis in the
That's
game, I'll
true.
play it.
Hang on, this guy I'm playing against right now is really tough.
That's because it's me, loser.
Oh, shucks.
Download the Marvel Snap app now. Available on the App Store.
Every
Google
time they play a
and
game,
Steam.
Wiz just gets
Or visit
absolutely steamrolled.
marvelsnap.com to learn more.
Yeah, it's because Wiz doesn't actually look at the stats of the cards. He's just like, well, in a
All right,
versus
the
sense, this
combatants are
character
set.
should win.
We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
That would be a
time
pretty
for
funny
a
reason.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. What did Laryl cook? And Annie. I want to know what she cooked too. She worked while sleeping
And
for this,
I think
you know?
Origin worked on this as well. I don't recall specifically which ones Origin did, but I think this was it. I know he did the sprites. Ruh-roh, a dead body.
How'd that happen? Look really flat there.
And they're off to the races.
Nice.
There they go.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh no, did
Minecraft
blue backhand yellow? Oh, poor Gem, she must have hated seeing that.
Ooh, get fucked.
That's relatable.
Oof.
Oh, I hate when that happens. It's the purple one.
Oof.
Oh, the pink one's an
He
imposter,
did it.
isn't it? Or the purple one is one of them. Oh my
here
god!
we go.
They made the purple one the imposter! Why am I the imposter? Guys! I took offense to that. Oh my god.
Here we go.
Yeah, I like that the crewmates are ghosts.
Pac-Man.
I wonder if he's gonna blow up planet. Yep.
He said the thing. He said, I have the power.
Sick. Yeah, this is really cool.
Can you imagine a future where the imposter wins and marries the crown?
No. Oh, goated.
He did it.
I kind of feel like making the purple one the imposter who tries to devour the opponent at the very end is like a slight against me, whether intended or not.
Bizarre. Let's start with offense.
I mean, the bogus Among Us could blow up planets, not to mention moving faster than light to hit all those planets in one shot. It's kinda out there, but no Fall Guy has ever done anything like that. The crewmates clearly get the edge in offense.
Though that impressive power matters less when we look at defense.
It's crazy how much damage the Fall Guys can walk off. They survived anything their course threw at them, took hits from meteors, and most importantly, survived the Big Bang. You know, the explosion that blew the whole freaking universe into existence.
Not the Big Bang Theory opening, no.
We can even go a step further.
I thought you'd be
Both
excited.
of these creatures have demonstrated various forms of invulnerability and death negation. Like how the Fall Guys could always pop back up for another round, or how the crewmates became ghosts when they die. However, only the Fall Guys had a viable counter. Only the Fall Guys could ensure that their foe stays dead.
Pac-Man, they can become Pac-Man, who, you know, eats ghosts.
Brilliant.
Which leads us to the truly bizarre stuff about both of these beanie freaks.
They could both stretch their bodies to absurd lengths, but only the Fall Guys stretch beyond the observable universe in a matter of minutes. In fact, if we take these posting times literally, that would mean the Fall Guys can stretch at speeds over a quadrillion times faster than light.
I don't know.
Which is a really
That
funny
feels like
feat.
a bit of a
Yeah, it is.
stretch. Wink.
The crewmates did have plenty of answers to the Fall Guys' hijinks, like a magic pencil sword to fight off He-Man's power sword, or how they could potentially hack Digi's creations.
But the overwhelming amount of stuff that the Fall Guys have access to just dwarfs the Among Us crew's arsenal. I mean, Hadoukens, TARDIS, just the
Tunnel
tip of the
vision.
iceberg.
They
Yeah,
said
the
tunnel
spaceship
vision.
crew had a few deadlier weapons
This is
amongst
a-
them,
this
but
is a-
the
this-
Fallen Guys
this is
had
your
too
Bill
many
Cole
options
moment.
that could not be countered.
The crewmates may have been cunning and dangerous, but
Yeah.
the one-track-minded Fall Guys just wouldn't go down.
Making sure the losers of this fight
He
were
did
no
it.
longer Among Us.
He sussed out the imposter.
Oh no, we never found the second imposter!
Ah, damn it! I knew that stupid robot was sus.
Sigh. So embarrassing.
The winner is the Fall Guys. And me.
Next time on Death Battle.
Who would have thought?
Yep. I'm not shocked.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed
Checks
the
out.
episode, but the battle's not over because Sam and I are going head-to-head in Fall Guys, maybe some Among Us, live on the Death Battle YouTube channel right now and Twitch. Hope to see you there.
Well, there we go.
For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to...
No. No Black Ops.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that a lot.
This battle is sponsored by Marvel Snap.
Let's run back the fight. Was it
Yeah,
here?
do it, Don. Do it. I dare you. I dare you.
Here? Was it here? What about here? What about...
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
not
the
really
buttons are
surprised by
set.
the
We've
result
run
the
the
next
data
time.
through all
Oh,
possibilities.
there it is.
It's
There was
time.
Bomberman gameplay for like half a second. I saw it.
Oh!
I love Bomberman. Yeah, if you notice, yellow and blue do remain friends throughout it. They're hugging.
Oh, was it the other blue that knocked yellow out the way?
Might have been.
That one makes sense.
Peter Griffin, no!
Poor Peter. Peter. Who ejected them all, I wonder?
Yeah, see, they were playing rock, paper, scissors there.
Yeah. It's a relatable moment.
Yellow doing a Naruto run. That fun.
Yeah, okay, it was a different blue. Never mind, we're all good here. Now, I can't help but feel that
And then Cyan does a little butt dance.
I feel attacked. I know it's definitely not a me reference. It's just the fact that... look,
Yeah,
it's purple.
there are definitely hints throughout the episode that Purple is the imposter.
I mean, you say the imposter, but...
Yeah, an imposter.
I mean, it was obvious that there was going to be a second
I
one,
know.
because the red doesn't show up in anything right now. That's something I would like. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I could see it. Get clothesline,
The
bitch.
fucking just beat down Fall Guys gives. That's great.
Yeah. He's stretching. I like this shot. I like the freaky little grinny
I
head.
kind of feel like the imposter is just upset that the Fall Guy cares more about the crown than him.
Yeah. We're witnessing a crash out. That's what's happening.
This is the second Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Yep.
Hey, look, there's the crown translation in the background too. I didn't even see that. I'm sure if I watched this in proper quality and paid attention, I'd see other references and constellations. Well, hold on, there's something in the back of that shot. This whole bit's gotta be full of references.
Yeah, just wait, you'll see the Stitch Rocket Island back there somewhere. I don't know if it actually is. I
wouldn't be surprised. Maybe that was the thing I
Would
saw a
believe
moment
it.
ago. That's literally me walking in when I get my ass kicked by the Sonic Frontiers DLC and then decide, nah, I win, and then actually do.
He did it.
So yeah, Bardock and
And then if you
Omni-Man are like
notice
the
here,
weakest
look.
characters in the season, aside from Giorno.
There they are.
You see the imposters in the top right, like one's comforting the other.
You see him?
Yeah, I see. Look in the top right. Blue's
Yeah, I
comforting
see.
red.
I see.
And look, Peter Griffin on the
What's
left.
the next episode? This is my new favorite show. Move over, chimp crazy.
We broke this down into 3 categories: offense, defense, and the bizarre. Let's start with offense.
I mean, the bogus Among Us could blow up planets, not to mention moving faster than light to hit all those planets in one shot. It's kinda out there, but no Fall Guy has ever done anything like that. The crewmates clearly get the edge in offense.
Though that impressive power matters less when we look at defense.
It's crazy how much damage the Fall Guys can walk off. They survived.
It is also just the gun that's that powerful, so it makes sense the Fall Guy would just fucking wreck his shit in a physical confrontation.
Yeah,
Big Bang Theory intro.
Mention that?
For the bumbling beans.
We can even go a step further. Both of these creatures have demonstrated various forms of invulnerability and death negation, like how the Fall Guys.
You know, I'm
can
not
always
sure
pop
becoming a
back up for
ghost
another
counts as
round,
death
or how the
negation. I think
crewmates
that
became
counts as
ghosts
just
when they die.
dying.
However, only the Fall Guys had a viable.
You know, I mean,
Persisting
yeah, it's just continuing after death. You do have to. You did not negate death if you become a ghost. You just kind of kept going after the death happened.
Ghosts!
Brilliant.
Which leads us to the truly bizarre stuff about both of these beanie freaks.
They could both stretch their bodies to absurd lengths, but only the Fall Guys stretch beyond the observable universe in a matter of minutes. In fact, if we take these posting times literally, that would mean the Fall Guys can stretch at speeds over a quadrillion times faster than light.
I don't know, Wiz. That feels like a bit of a stretch. Wink.
The crewmates did have plenty of answers to the Fall Guys' hijinks, like a magic pencil sword to fight off He-Man's power sword, or how they could potentially hack Digi's creations.
But the overwhelming amount of stuff that the Fall Guys have access to just dwarfs the Among Us crew's arsenal. I mean, Hadoukens, TARDIS, just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, the spaceship crew had a few deadlier weapons among them, but the Fallen Guys had too many options that could not be countered.
The crewmates may have been cunning and dangerous, but the one-track minded Fall Guys just
I think
the crewmates may have been cunning and dangerous.
Go back here. Yeah, official statements from Among Us and Inner Sloth on who they think would win.
Yeah. That was really
so that's
funny.
Fun. But yeah, gun and other weapons, specialized skills. Prototype, yeah. Tunnel vision. Yeah, I think it's so funny that throughout the whole course of the fight, he's only concerned with getting the crown, but the imposter is so fucking just like tunnel visioned on killing him and just cannot do it, and then gets more pissed when he doesn't pay him attention.
I think it's very clear that, you know, the ship is yellow and blue, but they should be the the Yandere ship, I guess, between red and pink. Clearly.
Yeah, I could see it. I think it's also really funny that the analysis plays into how fucking awful both of these creatures are anatomically speaking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of a biased perspective to have, Don. What makes them so? Explain yourself.
They're just gross.
Kratos Azra should. I wish it wasn't the next time, because I wish it was the second episode of the season.
Why is that?
Because it got second on both of the polls that it was in.
Oh, okay.
So it being second would be much funnier.
Yeah, I'll say that I'm at least excited to see Ashra. I like him. I like his game. I'm not as attached to Kratos. I don't dislike him. I just haven't played that much God of War.
I quite like Kratos and don't really give a shit about Asura. I'm sure he's cool.
But he fought Akuma. And if you think about it, Akuma's just you.
Sure, Don.
He's Ryu's nemesis.
Yeah. God, I hate that Ryu guy. He's always talking with, like, no shoes on, and it's like, bro, put some shoes on, please. It's like, I don't want to smell your feet.
Did Ryu win against Barbie?
No.
Okay, I didn't think. Yeah, so, see, you hate Ryu.
What, Don? That's not how that works.
Well, yeah, it is. Death Battle fans told me.
Death Battle fans don't watch Not Death Battle.
No, but according to them, if a character loses, that means the creators hate them.
Oh, that is
Goku.
True. Yeah,
when is Goku versus Superman 4? Come on, Death Battle. If Death Battle, if they were real, give me Goku versus Superman 4.
Yeah, and Goku still loses.
No, I think Goku versus Ryu would have been a pretty. I mean, I guess there's potential it could still happen at some point down the line, but I think
Yes, the next year
composite Ryu
lineup is
versus Goku.
demonstrably made of primarily episodes that lost in polls.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big part of it. I feel like community death battles have also been like if they've been performing well. Like I know the whole team and the wider community took well to Sporticus versus Yujiro, so I could see that happening sometime next season. Or like, I guess they said that they're not technically doing seasons; they're just doing them as they're able to produce them. So sometime down the pipeline, sometime in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if Yujiro versus Sporticus happened. That could be fun.
I could see it, yeah.
I'm mainly excited though for Kyle Simone and Hulkzilla and Ash Yugi. Those are the three matchups I'm looking forward to.
Ash Yugi
The
and
Kratos
Ruby.
Asura fans get there.
Ash
They
Yugi
get
and
their
Ruby
part
Maka
here.
are probably the only ones I have any like real personal attachment to.
Yeah, I was.
Oh wait, no, Gru Megamind.
I was. Yeah, I was at work the other day actually, and I was just listening to like Arxis music, and because it's in BB Tag, Red Like Roses Part Two came on, and like I fucking love that song. It's a banger. But I thought about you ranting to me about how it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like the shit in the song just isn't true.
Yeah. I couldn't
Where it's
tell
like
you
it's like
couldn't
a whole
stand another
song about
minute. That's
Ruby
not true.
warning her mother that we learn in episode 1 she never knew.
Yeah. Let me see. So, okay. Well, no, like, Ruby mourning her mother, it is a thing. The thing is, the way they go about it in the song just doesn't scan to me. Let's see. So,
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, the day I heard that you died." I'm like, wasn't that like before you were sapient?
episode
Like,
1 of your existence, yeah. So, next year we have Kratos Azura, obviously. I don't really care.
uh-huh.
Chief Doom Guy, which I'm hoping will be good.
Yeah, I'm
more a
so
you
excited for that one. Actually, I forgot that was on the matchup. That's probably the one I'm the most excited for.
Mahito Shigaraki, which I just don't give a shit. Ang Traveler, which
Yeah.
frankly I also don't give a shit. Ash Yugi though.
It could be.
Ash Yugi, I'm here for that.
I'm so ready for Yugi to fucking cook him.
Then we team up with Torian for 3D battle. That's gonna be great, I'm sure. Simone versus Kyle. I don't really care, but I know people who do.
For Torian, I wonder if the 3D battle is specifically going to be its own battle, or if it could be one of the battles that's announced.
I'm
Because
hoping it's Ruby.
I
Maka.
think him working on Ruby Maka would be really cool.
There's live action battle by Ismahawk, which I'm sure will be something. Probably Batman Moon Knight or something. Ruby Maka I'm very excited for. And Guru Megamind, which I'm really excited for.
Man, I guess I get the appeal of Batman Moon Knight, but like I don't need a 5th Batman episode.
Okay, but think about it would be really funny as they try their hardest to come up with something new to say.
I mean, I think at a point you just cut your losses and just repeat what you've said.
For me, if I had a 5-time not death battle combatant, by the 5th time, it would just be, what the fuck do we have to say that we haven't said before? We've used them so much! And that would be most of the analysis.
Stop requesting him! Stop voting for him in polls! I'm tired of it!
It would be an inanimate object though, and we can do 10 episodes with any of them without repeating ourselves, because half of it we just make up.
Yeah.
It's just shit
I would hope that if Moon Knight comes around to Death Battle, they do just put him up against Azrael.
Duh. The only difficulty there is that...
In your personal opinion,
okay,
who do you think wins that fight?
I don't fucking know, and I know that it's a very contentious matchup, which is unique amongst street tier Marvel DC matchups, but I don't know.
I would personally put my money on the guy that like somewhat regularly has powers.
That's both of them, isn't it? Oh, somewhat regularly. I guess that is more Moon Knight then. Moon Knight has powers.
I mean, doesn't the Azrael with the magic swords, is that not a different guy?
Yeah, but no one knows that, Don. That's why they're always putting him in the thumbnail
not-
when they mean the other. Oh, actually, I don't know which one
Yeah.
they want in the episode. I genuinely don't know what one
Well,
people want to see.
Jean-Paul Valley is the more popular one because he's, I think, in more stories generally. He's in the Nightfall storyline. He was Batman for a while.
Okay,
And he's the red design with the flamethrowers and whatnot. The
But-
swords are cool,
but everyone always uses fucking Arkham. Like Arkham Azrael, which is the other one.
yeah, which that's not him. That's not
That's
the
the
same
one
guy.
people picture.
That's,
The whole like white outfit with like the red cross sort of thing, like the very unsubtle religious iconography.
what the fuck is his name?
Oh, on a good day I'd remember, but this is not a good day. This is a completely average day. This is a day where my mind is just on Fall Guys and Among Us.
Michael Washington Lane.
Yeah, Michael Lame, that's his name.
Cool.
Is it though?
No, Jean-Paul Valley Azrael's way cooler.
Yeah, like he's red, like an Among Us.
He is red like an Among Us.
And he has flamethrowers on his wrists, I believe.
He does, and he also has knives on his wrists.
Yeah, he's way cooler. That said, if they do their research and it turns out, hey, guess what? In one point in the comic, he had the other guy's sword. I'd be like, yeah, that scans. That's some fucking shit they do.
I could see that, but like a big point that a lot of people point to is they're like, oh, well, he's equal to Batman, who knows every martial art. And I'm like, that's true. Moon Knight's equal to like most Marvel street tiers that for some reason either know every martial art or are like just as good of fighters as people who know every martial art. Like,
Yeah, man.
that may as well not be a factor. Like, if you can name a street tier, they've probably either fought Shang-Chi or Iron Fist at some point, which
I mean,
speaks for
they
itself.
probably haven't matched them in skill, though.
I mean, keeping up with them at all is enough to say they could keep up with someone who can keep up with Batman. Like, that would put them on the same level as Azrael.
Guess you could say that. I mean, I don't care. If one guy is just like a million times stronger, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a shit how skilled you are. If you pick a fight with an African bush elephant and your only weapon is your hands, you're not winning.
Fuck you, Azrael. Moon Blast!
Yeah, he's gonna use his moon blast and his random bullshit and win.
Yeah.
Like, what's Azrael
that's about
gonna
it for
do?
this episode, I
Survive?
think. Yeah, not in this economy.
Yeah, I think he should just, like, die, actually. I think that'd be way funnier. No offense.
Do you have any
to
closing thoughts on Among Us, Fall Guys, or on Kratos versus Asura?
Among Us Fall Guys was real good.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
It's creative. It was fun. I can't wait to pick apart the space
think,
scene and be like, hey, look, that's a reference to this and that. Look, there's
How many
there's
episodes
Sheldon.
have they been this season?
4.
Yeah, that's okay. I liked Bowser versus Eggman more than this. I feel like that's a given.
Yeah.
I think I liked this about the same as Joker Giorno, honestly. And I think Omnidoc is still at the bottom of the list, but I don't think any of them are bad.
I have to think about it when I do my ranking, but I'm pretty sure that the top spot's going to be pretty fucking clear for most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, Larry cooked.
That-
I guess to be
Yeah,
clear,
he
because I
did.
mentioned
Everybody
it,
on this
I did
episode
mention it
cooked.
during the analysis bit. I did play with Larry. He never gave away any details about the actual episode while we were playing. I only asked him a few random questions about the lore, which he answered without giving anything away. So just to be very transparent on that, Larry did not squeal.
Yeah, he would never. Larry, I want people to take this away as a note of, if Larry could put in the hard work and make a matchup popular enough that not only does it become a death battle, but he gets to work on it. You guys should pursue your endeavors and try and make your matchups popular by creating cool shit
I
too.
agree.
Because the more cool shit you create, the
you
more
should
cool
all
shit there is
support
for us to watch.
Destoroyah versus Iris, which I would make more cool shit for, except I did a whole fucking episode on it. So I think I've kind of, emptied out my...
Go watch Destroyer versus Iris.
Yeah. And then you should also watch Godzilla versus Hulk, which is going to be the first ever matchup done both by Death Battle and not Death Battle. Differently. I don't know. I don't know what they're going. I don't know what they're going.
Megalon.
What?
That's just what my brain defaulted to. I thought you were gonna say watch Godzilla versus Megalon. I'm like,
it's one of the last movies I'd recommend. Now I don't know what they're gonna give Godzilla, but presumably not just MonsterVerse. And Hulk is gonna be 616, obviously. So it is gonna be different versions. Unless we get the timeline where they do fucking 616 Hulk versus MonsterVerse Godzilla. That would be really funny. Maybe don't do that, if I'm gonna be honest. But you go watch my version if you want.
Yeah.
Or watch Sharktopus versus
particularly if anybody at the time is doing a watch party, they should watch the not death battle in preparation. I think that would be funny.
It's gonna be fucking twice the length. The extra episode is gonna be half the length. That's not a slight. That's not a slight against Death Battle. It's just I yammer for a very long time. I yap. There's like a 20-minute conclusion. But that 20-minute conclusion helps someone get through an exam. Exam or a test. That's an anecdote. Someone had a question for like a physics thing about radiation, and the way that they figured out the answer was by remembering what I said on Not Death Battle. So...
yeah.
That's something I've done that I've never heard an anecdote of Death Battle doing that for anyone, so W for me.
The lesson of the episode is watch not Death Battle.
It'll help you get through your exams, everyone. When you're doing your exams and someone asks, what is mightier, the pen or the sword, in like a philosophy class, you gotta go, well, the pen wins because it can draw universe-level characters. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch Indominus versus Sharktopus. It'll get you through biology class.
Yeah. You're gonna get a question, what does an octopus use to breathe? And you're going, oh yeah, it uses the mantle to push water over its gills. How did I know that? Because you watched Indominus Rex versus Sharktopus.
It's a must-watch, really. For all people in biology classes, you have to watch it. This is part of it's a required reading.
It's required reading, When you go to biology's Wikipedia page and you go to the citation list at the bottom, you'll just see Sharktopus versus Indominus Rex, not Death Battle.
Day one of biology class, they smack a ruler against the board. They're like, lesson 1, who wins? Indominus Rex or Sharktopus? And they're like, yeah, professor, question, what the hell is a Sharktopus?
And they just play the bit where I explain. They're like that's one of the questions you get on the test. Who wins? 1 point for getting the right answer, 1 point for explaining properly.
Boy, am I glad you asked. Do I have the video for you?
How much bigger would the Sharktopus be if the power difference was a size difference? That's the question for the test.
Is Sharktopus a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Well, that's a good question. That's a toughie. That's going to take a bit to figure out. I have the answer, but I don't feel like giving it to you.
Yeah, you're going to have to work for it.
Yeah, I know the answer.
Gets it right,
I'm sure Ollie knows the answer. But just us two, I think. I'm not sure if Don knows.
I do, but I won't give it away. That would ruin
Everyone
the fun.
send my Destroyer versus Iris to the Death Battle crew. Don't actually. I'm gonna be quick. Don't actually do that because that'll be really fucking annoying. That was a joke. I had to immediately cut myself and go, actually, no, hold on. Dumb people will actually do that.
Instead all of you should
you just cut out
under the guise of your own suggestions.
You just cut out, so I'm gonna assume what you said was all of you should just go watch the Destroyer versus Iris. Not Death Battle, link in the description.
Yep, that's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about where we end the video. I was kind of hoping they would do more like sneak peeks of what's coming next year. So we actually have something to discuss. But I guess that's not the case.
Maybe at some point later this year, but we'll see.
Later this year, huh? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe for Christmas they'll be like, here's your gift. You get to know that next year we're doing Ash vs. Yugi. Thank you so much, guys. It would be really funny, actually, if they just did a trailer revealing all the matchups that were, like, the Kickstarter, like, goals, and then you get all these people in the comments going, oh my god, I didn't know that was happening, that's so hype! That would be really funny.
There probably is some degree of the fan base that doesn't know.
Yeah. And it would be really funny to see them expose themselves as failures who didn't pay attention. Anyway, yeah, once this is done, you should wait next month for the next Carbonated Gem and Sun Mellow's doodle stream, and you should go there and you should give them money. I'm just gonna start like promoting random things at this point. You should watch the actual episode Among Us Fall Guys. Even though you basically got the entire experience just by watching this. Shut up. The link in the description.
You should go watch Larry Winwood's original Fall Guys versus Among Us animation that started
just,
this
watch
trend.
Larry Winwood's whole channel and then play Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as a green-haired Saiyan. Using mostly Trunks' moveset.
Yeah. Play Sparking Zero while you're at it.
Yep. Which
play Marvel Rivals. It's pretty fun.
$100 in Xbox 360 in Australia. Did you say Marvel Rivals? That's not what they promoted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, play Marvel Snap.
You should play Godzilla Battle Line. They're currently doing an event with Donovan's favorite part of the Godzilla franchise, the Monsterverse.
My favorite. Man, it sucks because the last event was Godzilla versus Gamera, and that was such a fucking cool event. And then it's just a movie I already saw.
Okay, Don, to be fair, I think it's because it's like the 5-year anniversary of the movie.
I don't care.
Okay, it's not the 5-year anniversary. It premiered in May, so it's like, you know, the 5-year anniversary and then a couple of months later.
Yeah, like, it was a decent movie, probably the best MonsterVerse movie in my opinion, but like, I don't like it that much.
To be honest, I still think the best one is probably Kong Skull Island, which is really funny.
That's fair. Skull Island's just not one that's ever like particularly scratched an itch for me.
I think Godzilla vs. Kong is probably my favorite of the ones to feature Godzilla. Just because, like, it's the one where the plot is... It's got one of the least aggravating plots. Monsterverse weird to me, because, like, every film has some... Like, I want a film that has all the things in the other films. Like, I want the cinematography of Kong Skull Island. I want the sense of scale in 2014. I want the actual Godzilla being able to do stuff in the movie from King of the Monsters. I want the tolerable plot and characters from Godzilla vs. Kong. And I want... I'm sure there's something I want from Godzilla X Kong.
Baby throwing.
What?
Baby throwing.
Yeah, I want the baby throwing from Godzilla X Kong. I want Godzilla to pick up Titanus Doug and use him as a weapon.
Ape Gauntlet.
Yeah, I want Kong to become a cyborg. Like, I want him to slowly become Kamen Rider Kong as things go on. You guys wouldn't get that, probably. Because you don't know that in the Showa era, all the riders are cyborgs, with the exceptions of Shin and Jay. And, you know, Amazon should be an exception too, but they just fucking call him a cyborg all the time.
Everyone, comment your favorite Kamen Rider in the comment section.
Mine is Cougar. And then probably Double. And
mine is Wizard.
Yeah. Biffweeds is also Wizard. By default.
Yeah, but, well, he's seen an episode of Wizard in Heisei Generations
I don't know
forever.
What Carbonated Gems is, I'm going to assume Ghost, but don't take my word for it. I think Anabe's is 01 or 02, I want to say, but again, don't take my word for it.
I know. I think Nero is a Saber fan, which is a rare occurrence.
Don't know about Eve and what she likes.
My friend's favorite is Gaim, and he also likes Drive. He's watching it right now.
Who else do I know? Oh, I do not know my son's favorite Kamen Rider. His favorite design is G3X. I know that. Which is goated.
My favorite Sentai is Gokaiger.
By default, my favorite Sentai is also Gokaiger. My favorite metal hero is Gavan. My favorite Ultraman is Tiga. My favorite Godzilla is Heisei. My favorite Gamera is
My favorite
Heisei.
Ultraman is Arc, probably. My favorite metal hero is probably original Gavan as well.
Oh yeah, to be clear, like Gavan, like real Gavan, not Type G.
Yeah, I love Heisei Gamera. He's real good. My favorite Godzilla is GMK.
My favorite Mothra is Mothra Leo, to be perfectly honest. My favorite actual Mothra is probably GMK. I just really like that design. My favorite Kong is probably just the original, to be honest.
I fucking hate King Kong. I don't like him.
Good. My favorite Garo is Leon Luis from Carve Seal of Flames. My favorite Lion Maru is Got You. Never watched Lion Maru. I will get to it. My favorite...
You fucking prankster, you trickster.
My favorite Ishinomori hero, not from a recurring franchise, is... probably Zubat. But I think...
mine is Inazuman.
Inazuman also seems really cool. I like when he just showed up in the middle of a Tyson film and then just left just as quickly.
That's a thing you could say of most characters in a Tyson film, frankly.
Especially that one. Especially Zed.
Shit just happens.
My favorite Kamen Rider film is Shin Kamen Rider. Not Prologue, just Shin Kamen Rider, the 2023 film. My favorite Godzilla film is -1. My favorite
Kamen Rider film is Shin Kamen Rider, and my other favorite one is Cho Superhero Tyson.
Yeah, that's my second favorite as well. I mean, to be fair, I've watched more Kamen Rider films than you, and I can tell you that most of them are not great. And by that I mean I've watched all the Showa ones.
I watched another one of the Heisei Generations ones. I watched the Dr. Pac-Man one, and it was decent. I didn't mind it. I've become over time more endeared to X-Aid, despite not knowing him very well. He's grown on me.
My favorite Tyson film, if it counts, is Gokaiger vs. Gavan.
That's not a Tyson film.
If it counts, look. I mean, Gavan was part of Tyson once. After the Gokaiger crossover, but
are you telling me your favorite Tyson thing isn't Go Riders? Come on.
No, it's not.
What?
Go Riders is the only web show coinciding with a film that I don't think is just miles better than the actual film.
I think Cho Superhero Tyson has to be easily far and away the best one.
Yeah.
Easily. It's not a competition really.
It's the one that has a story.
I think, is the worst one GP or is it Showa versus Heisei?
Having actually watched the entire Showa era, it's absolutely Showa versus Heisei. Their version of Ichigo is about as accurate to Ichigo as Injustice Superman is to Superman. That's the matchup. Yikes. Tyson Ichigo versus Injustice Superman.
And then, well, GP has the Ninjas in it, and that's the other Sentai I'm watching, so I can't dislike it too badly.
GP has the unique thing that some of the characters actually get to use their abilities instead of just being punchy guys, occasionally with weapons.
Yeah, I mean, GP is pretty unique in general. Fucking Kamen Rider Sango, the anomaly he is.
But I hate Sango, but I hate 15 even more.
Yeah, 15's not great.
I hate him so much.
I would say it would have to go Cho is the best one.
Yeah.
And then Z after that, and then Tyson 1, and then GP, and then Showa Heisei. I think
The
it's
bottom two not even
so
really being Tyson
dumb.
films, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think it's so dumb how they just started being Kamen Rider movies that happen to have Sentai in them at the very
They literally
like
just,
Show
show
versus
up.
Heisei and GP may as well just be Kamen Rider movies, and then at the very end, either the Tokyugers or the Nin Ninjas, depending on the movie, just show up, make their giant robot fight a guy, and then leave. Or sorry, in Show versus Heisei, specifically Kyoryu Red is also there, not the other Kyoryugers, just him.
Yeah, why? Was it because he was fun in the previous movie? Oh, to be clear, we have not seen. We didn't watch Superhero Senki. At some point we will.
Yeah, we will. I'm gonna hold it to us that at some point we'll have a video about the Tyson films and Senki and whatnot.
Yeah, in about 10 years we'll have a big video about Kamen Rider versus Sentai, who would win.
Yeah,
Once
just you guys
Don
wait.
develops
44 gillion episodes of both later, like.
Once Don develops the power to actually watch the Showa era.
See, it's not like Go Ranger isn't bad. It's just I have a hard time sitting down and paying attention to Showa era content for a long time. I can go a few episodes pretty fine, but like it also just doesn't have like any of the skill in its effects that Subaraya Productions did with Ultraman, despite Ultraman coming out almost 10 years prior. I'm for all like two Go Rangers fan, that's gonna piss off. But knowing that Jaka is so much significantly worse that it was considered cancel worthy and Go Ranger wasn't, does not paint a bright image of where I have to go from there. Which sucks because some of the Showa era does seem pretty fun, and I have fucking loved everything from the Heisei era that I've seen of Super Sentai. Like I'll never forget the way I put it to you was I kept watching all these Kamen Rider films where they would all do team ups and stuff, and I thought that was the best part. And then I realized, oh, if I want a thing that's just a team of Kamen Riders, that's what Sentai is. That's what I've just been a closeted Sentai fan the whole time.
I'm sure I'd enjoy Sentai.
I'm like, what if I wanted to watch Power Rangers, but it didn't suck?
Yeah, good Power Rangers.
Yeah, see, that'll piss some people off. If you're a Power Rangers fan, that's valid. But I don't like it. I like Sentai more. No, I do like Power Rangers. I like Lord Zed, at least.
Yeah. I
like the comics.
I'd love to jump on a Sentai, but I feel like I'm obligated to stay with Kamen Rider if Don's gonna do Sentai.
You can join me for the crossover episodes.
Yeah, I could. I still need to get around to watching Faiz and Ghost. Ghost for Ichigo research I'm doing for nothing really in particular, just because I wanna. And Faiz because it's the next in order. And then Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Den-O, Kiva, Decade, Futo PI, because I've seen Double, but I've not seen the anime. O's, Forze, Wizard, Gaim, Drive, Xaid, Geo, 01, what's up the 01? Saber, then Revice.
Saber.
Then Geets, Gotchard, Garv.
Somewhere and then I kind of want to watch through all of Boom Boonger right now because I want to watch the handoff in real time to Go Juger when it comes out, but that's also me committing to finishing Boom Boonger before like the end of February or like middle of March.
Yeah, you should finish Go Ranger instead.
I don't want to.
Pretty much going through what I went through during the Hayato era of 1971 Kamen Rider. Because that era is just so boring.
But he's your favorite character. Come on.
I really don't like Showa era Hayato. Like, every time he shows up in something else, it's like, yeah, it's Hayato! But when actually watching the show, it's like, oh, it's still Hayato. And then Hongo comes back and they forget to actually give him his proper characterization. So he's just like Hayato, but with the charisma of his actor. Like, it's just Fujioka's charisma carrying the rest of the show. Every Showa
Yeah,
series after
speaking of
that, well, not every,
Fujioka,
most Showa series after that were better.
speaking of Fujioka, his son's going to be playing Wingman in the upcoming Tokusatsu adaptation, and I'm excited. Which I got to get around to. I have all of Wingman physically. I have the Japanese like tankobon set. I just have to get around to translating the rest of it so I can finish reading it.
I think. Yeah, that's the end of the sentence. I think. Now, I think Kamen Rider X
Therefore, I am.
versus Big One is still a really funny matchup I like a lot. It's the guy with a stick in the
Fucking
show with
awful
30
matches with
episodes that
stick.
just fucking completely failed because it was so shit and got cancelled. What a matchup.
I fucking hate Big One.
It'd
I
be
hate
really
him so
funny
much.
to them just be like, "Oh, you've got a big stick too? Oh my god." Why
I
did
think
you have
the
a funny
weirdest
stick?
part is that like, him being in Metal Heroes and Rider and Sentai all at the same time. Sure, whatever. But uh him being fucking Big One right after he was Owl Ranger, like literally the next season he plays like the extra character. How are you supposed to not think upon first seeing him that, oh, that's Owl Ranger, he came
Yeah.
back, he's gonna join this new team? Nope, it's a new guy, different
Talking
guy.
about the actor, by
Looks
the way,
exactly
everyone.
the same, acts exactly the same, but he's a different guy.
Yeah. To be clear, as he's talking about the actor, Hiroshi Miyashi? Something like that. He played V3.
Something like that.
He played Kaiketsu
In
Zubat.
Zubat.
He played, as said, those two characters in Sentai. He played fucking Space Sheriff Allen in one episode of Gavan. I believe he's in All Ranger as another completely unrelated character again.
Yeah, I think in Sentai, because they make a joke about it in Gokaiger, in the special we watched, I think, that he's. Or no, that's about Gavon's actor, I think, because I think he also played
Yeah, that's Gavan's
Battle
actor.
Kenya and. Yeah, Gavon's actor played Battle Kenya and Dingy Blue. That's what
And
it
you
was.
know how Fujioka played Segata Sanshiro? Well, Hiroshi plays a very similarly named character. Did you know his name?
I did at some point, but because you told me, but I forgot.
Sugata Sanshiro, who is not related at all.
Wow, riveting.
I believe he's also in the Toho film Great Planet War, which is known in the
Wouldn't
West
surprise me.
as... Oh god. War in Space. But just once. There's not double time. He's probably been in more stuff, but... Oh, yeah! Probably his coolest appearance was in Kamen Rider the First, where he plays Tobei Tachibana, the Tachibana of that timeline. He's the guy who I think he helps Ichigo repair his bike. That's a really
That
cool
sounds
reference.
about right.
I didn't notice it the first time because when we first watched it, I hadn't actually seen V3 yet. But when I went back to rewatch the film, because I never took notes on Ichigo, even though it's not important, but I did anyway. I was like, that's him. That's Kazami Shiro. That's the guy. Also, he shows up in Spider-Man, and he looks exactly like Zubat, but he's not Zubat, which I think is really funny.
That is odd. Speaking of actors who play multiple characters, which, if you'd believe it, is most actors, the voice actor behind such One Piece characters as Frankie and Bon Clay recently stepped down from the roles. I believe just because he's old. I think he's just like passing the role on to someone else. But way back in the day, during Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger, he played Ninja Man, who is I don't think technically the Sixth Ranger, but sort of fills the role. And he is just a member of the Gokaigers for a while. He just is a Gokaiger. and he reprised his role there. So if I had a nickel for every pirate show I've seen that man in, where he is an eccentric blue member of the crew, I would have 2 nickels.
Now, you want some useless knowledge? You know that Sugata Sanshiro character, right? Played by Miyauchi, whose most well-known role is Kazami Shiro in Kamen Rider, while Sugata is based on a real person whose name is Saigo Shiro. That's not really that important because Shiro is not an uncommon name, but I think that's kind of funny. It's like slightly amusing. It's like worth funny. like a bit of breath, like a bit of wind out the nose. Wind? Yeah.
Slight exhale.
Like a huh. Yeah. I think my favorite episode of Kamen Rider X was one of the ones where Shiro shows up and like these villains attack and X is like, "Look out, you're in danger. There's villains." And his response is just, "Oh, fuck yeah, an excuse to beat people up."
A healthy mindset to have.
It's fantastic. I love V3. I think you told me hilariously that the difference between the critical dissonance between V3 and Big One, where V3 is like, this is the coolest guy ever, and Big One's like, this is the biggest fraud ever.
Yeah, because Big One fucking, everyone's like, oh, he's so suave, he's so cool, he's like the greatest Sentai character ever. All he fucking does is show up at the end of the episode when they needed him the whole time. He shows up, he's like, now that you've done all the hard work, I'll do the finishing attack, and then just pull some shit out of his ass so they win.
Now, am I wrong, but doesn't Big One only show up in like a third of the show? Like, episode 20 onwards, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, part of that's just because the show's not very long.
Oh yeah, he's in Winspector. He's in Winspector, I think. And because it's a follow-on Soul Brain, and the one after that, which is not Kabutak or Robotak, it's
Exceed Draft.
Yeah. Because they're all like...
I'm surprised I pulled that out of my brain.
Thank you. He just shows up as the same guy, which is a surprise, because with his record, you'd expect it to be 3 completely unrelated characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
When was his last appearance as V3? It must have been like... It wasn't Superhero Senki, because Senki is well known for the fact that it didn't bring back a lot of the old actors.
Well, that's a pretty funny bit.
Was it? Well, no, it wasn't one of the Tysons. I don't think he doesn't do anything in those, so it can't be. They only brought back Ichigo and X's actors, I believe.
I think the funniest part about Senki is that, like, while it does include pretty much everyone, the two main heroes shown off are Zenkaiser, fan favorite ranger, people fucking love Zenkaiser, and Kamen Rider Saber, which to my understanding, that fandom does not look as kindly upon.
I think it's probably the most disliked because nobody actually watched X. And Hibiki tends to get something of a pass for like the fact that like the start wasn't bad. Fies tends to get a bit of a pass because Kiva has all of its problems but worse, from what I know. So Saber's competition tends, and Geo and Decade tend to get a pass just for the crossover aspect of them. Not to say they're well beloved in any regard, but I think the real competition to Saber would be Ghost and Kiva. By reputation only, from what I know.
See, the biggest thing that, like, rubs me the wrong way is that, like, you know, main Kamen Riders having an eccentric appearance is not something that throws me off, especially given the fucking Heisei Phase 2 writers. And given my introduction to Tsukasa was that fuck-ass haircut he has in Tyson.
Yeah, the granny hair, yeah.
Them having eccentric appearances does not throw me off. I hate Kamen Rider Saber's, like, default clothing that he wears. because it's the type of eccentric that makes me think this guy would just be like obnoxious to be around.
The default saber design looks like it's trying to do the same like multicolor thing as Double and Build, but like, it does it wrong. I feel like I forgot to mention Build when I was going through all the Kamen Rider series. I'll watch that as well.
I want to watch Build
But,
at
like,
some point, but
Saber looks like he's trying to be them, but with like unnecessary details. It looks weird. That said, when it comes to the Reiwa designs, Revice just looks like a monster of the week goon to me. Like the design just looks like some random dopant that from Double.
I can see it. I do like Revice's design because I think I like more, I guess, audacious designs, like a design that dares
like
to be
Wizard.
just so fucking abrasive. Yeah, Wizard is definitely a weird ass design for a Kamen Rider, but I dig it. I like it.
I tend to like the more clean designs, like Kabuto, which is just
Yeah.
perfect to me.
which is fair.
I do really like Wizard.
But another one is
I think
like
Wizard strikes the balance between being eccentric but also being really clean.
I know a big one a lot of people don't like.
You cut off. You're cutting off right now. What don't people like, Don? Tell me. With Flash?
But
Okay, let's try that again.
Flash.
Let's just rewind that part of the conversation. Start again.
I know a lot of people don't like the way O's looks, but I like his design.
Yeah, I really didn't like it at first, but it has grown on me. I do like Tatoba.
It reminds me of a lot of different flags, and I love that, like, I love all the different color palettes and combinations of animals, and I love how just, like, out there it is, and it's, like, traffic light type vibes. Like, red, green, and yellow just fit together pretty well.
I'm gonna be honest, Puto Tira and Tajador, they speak to me.
That's definitely fair. Like canon forms speaking, I would say Puto Tira's up there. I like Sagozo a lot, and then Gatakiriba is probably my favorite like canon one. But if we're going into extra material, Picasso is very up my alley because it's just it's shrimp,
Fucking
crab, scorpion,
Picasso.
which you know me.
I do know you do, yeah. I think one of the little Shoto sets I bought does have one of the O's in it. The grey one with the gauntlets.
That's Sagozo. That's rhinoceros, gorilla, elephant.
You know what? I can see it.
Because he's got the pointed head of a rhinoceros, the big arms of a gorilla, and the feet of an elephant.
Actually, it looks like he's got shoes, but which elephants aren't known to wear.
Maybe not the elephants, you know.
Well, I've talked to them and they tell me they don't like shoes.
But let me think.
I loved in Cho Superhero Tyson when you have the list of like Kamen Rider and Sentai team ups, and several of the teams just have here's some random O's form. It's like what do you why? Why is there like 5 different O's in this tournament?
I liked when the Gokaigers became O's. That was fun.
That one I can accept. That was cool.
I also liked when they became Metal Heroes.
Yeah, I like that. I think that was really funny because
I like when the Gokaigers transform into. I like Gokaigers. Have I mentioned that? Have I mentioned that I'm a Gokaiger fan?
In the like the first film, I think O's just like pulls out he pulls out the medals and he's like, here, take these, and they like turn into Ranger keys, which like okay, I can accept that. But then in the next film, Gavan's just like, hey guys, check this out, busts out like Ranger keys, including of like Metal Heroes that aren't in the main timeline of Metal Heroes. Like, isn't it not just Gavan, Shadavan, Shida, Gavan Type G, Shadavan Type G, if it's called that, Shida 2? Where's fucking Soul Brain coming from?
I think that's less egregious than when they're like, "Hey, wizard, check this out," and pull out a Kamen Rider wizard ring, which, mind you, are rings that have to be specially made by a ring ring maker dude, and then they're made with magic rocks that you can't just get anywhere. They're like, check out this cool ring that just fucking summons a horde of dinosaurs from Sentai's past.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and I want to point out,
why does Wizard use
Sentai get to use the power of Metal Heroes. Kamen Rider gets to use the power of Sentai, and Metal Heroes can get fucked. They just don't get to use any Kamen Rider stuff.
I mean, story of Metal Heroes, really.
They can't just be like, hey, Metal Heroes, try on this, like, Rider belt. And make, like, Gavan Forze fusion.
Something I did like is, in Heisei Generations, fucking the Pac-Man one, Ghost and X8 are the main heroes of that movie. Which is fun that it's Pac-Man, because it's a ghost in a gamer.
Yeah.
But X8 has a Gashot that's Ghost, and Ghost has a what the fuck are they? Icon has an icon that's X8, and they transform into like their versions of each other's powers, and that's fun. I like that sequence a lot.
I like when X8 grew giant in Cho, and you were like, "That's an Ultraman reference," and I said, "No, that's just X8's pose." But go off, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be both. Could just be coincidence, to be honest. They were like, oh wait, X8's pose is the Ultraman thing. What if he did an Ultraman with it? Like, X8's pose is so fucking basic, to be honest. It doesn't have the source. But I think it kind of fits in perfectly from what I know of him. From what I know of Emu, that actually is kind of perfect. For him to just be like, fist up, that's it. He's not Forze.
I've come to quite like the X8 henshin for how fucking just like visually loud it is, and for how fucking
you did say you like audacious things,
like
yes.
catchy it is. Yeah, it's full of personality. I will say though, the Dr. Pac-Man movie having constant battles, including Ghost Riders, Kamen Rider Ghost Riders, which I think is Spectre and Necron.
That sounds right.
Switching between their different forms, and then the X8 Riders also switching between their different forms, and with their big ass fucking like flashy effects and stuff. By the time that it's all action for a few minutes, it's so fucking visually overstimulating.
Okay, but what if while they were like riding and fighting, Ozaki just showed up with his Kaiser powers and started fighting on a motorcycle as well?
See, that would be pretty base, though, actually.
You know, the guys are all fighting Pac-Man, and then Captain Gordon just walks in and goes, "Oh, I'll fight him too."
And then another Agito shows up.
You'd hit an insect? Yeah.
Yep.
I rewatched Final Wars recently. I still love it. It's so... Yeah, speaking of audacious things, Godzilla Final Wars.
Final Wars is definitely that.
What a ridiculous fuck off movie. I think it's one of the
things you didn't know about Earth. Me and Godzilla.
It's one of the few Godzilla films I can also like happily watch in the dub, because the dub fully embraces the movie. The guy dubbing Controller X is having the time of his fucking life.
Captain, it's the Anguina, sir.
Yeah. The way Ozaki just completely breaks character at one point to go, you know how these old farts are. It's like, what the fuck? That's not what he would say. And then when the lady shows up, she's just like, I think you'll find I'm not so cranky. No comment on the old fart thing. Just accepted that one. It's like, yeah, that's okay.
I may be old and I may be fart, but I am not cranky.
Yeah, I'm a pleasant old fart, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm an old fart with like a lavender scent, if you don't mind.
I fancy myself more of a whimsical young waft.
Yeah, it's just I think the other Godzilla film I'll say go watch dubbed is Godzilla 2000 because it's just objectively better dubbed than sub, to the point where even Toho refused to fucking release the original Japanese version because the US dub is just so much better, cutting unnecessary scenes and actually trying to put some fucking life into the movie. It worked, I guess. It's like a solid, like a 6 out of 10. It's okay, watchable. Probably the least
2000
interesting.
is definitely not my favorite Millennium film.
I'd
As
say
a matter of
it's
fact, it might be my least favorite.
It's my least favorite. For a while, Mega Gyrus was, but having rewatched them recently, Mega Gyrus is annoying at points, but everything to do with Mega Gyrus is really funny. The final battle is one of the most characterful final battles in the franchise, because you just see their reactions to everything. The way they'll just go, what the fuck was that? Like, Godzilla does his jump, and you can see Mega Gyrus go, huh? That, what? No.
Because it's like, I think I like Mega Gyrus more as, like, a movie. I just fucking hate the way Godzilla looks in that. I am not a fan of green and purple Godzilla.
I don't mind the purple, but the green is weird. It's extra compounded because the Kiryu Saga Godzilla design is literally just that design, but grayscale, and it looks fine. No green needed. It looks good.
Yeah. I prefer my Godzillas to stay, like, charcoals, grays, and whites.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind if you're doing a cheeky little burning Godzilla reference, but, like, that's, like, a brief thing. You do that for, like, one movie, maybe.
I will say, though, what, like, he's so fucking ugly and weird, and a lot of people, when they first see him, are so repulsed by him because he doesn't look like Godzilla. I'm talking about Chibi Godzilla.
Oh, I thought... See, that would also perfectly fit a description of Orga, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Considering he's introduced as, like, this guy's gonna be a clone of Godzilla.
He doesn't look like Godzilla. He's fucking ugly. He's weird. He's got a weird broccoli head, but I love him. He's so awful.
His dynamic with Mechagodzilla, as I've said, is just the dynamic we have. I'll say something completely off the cuff that doesn't make any sense, and you'll be the one to immediately go, now hold on, Nem. Let's readdress what you just said.
If there is anything that can get you to not like Chibi Godzilla or the characters therein, it's Battle Line. Because, like, fuck, they make so much noise. It's the same noise over and over again. It's gone, ga.
Yeah, it doesn't help they're really good, so you see them used regularly. I mean, they did get a nerf. They did get a nerf this season. I think they reduced they reduced both their health, which is a pretty big deal. Because one of the best things about the unit is the fact that you get two really strong units in one go for only 4 energy. But reducing both their health, it does mean that their on-death effects get to activate more often, but it also means the other guy is going to die quicker before they can make use of the on-death effect when their partner dies. So.
Yeah.
Like, I just do not have trouble with Mechagodzilla and Chibi Godzilla as much anymore. And I don't see anyone use the solo Chibi Godzilla unit.
No.
I see Manila more often, but I think that might
get to the point that he's winning his showdowns.
Yo. I'm actually going to try to save up because I just got Kiryu in the shop. And I'm like a couple thousand away from getting him and leveling my Kiryu up to like level 8. I'm a new player, so I don't have any level 50s. So Don, he's a new player too. Don's so excited. He loves the Monsterverse right now. He's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Rodan, my favorite kaiju from my favorite part of the franchise.
Man, fuck Rodan, whatever.
You won't say that if they do a Chibi Rodan. You'll go, oh yeah, Chibi Rodan. I'm gonna road down all over my enemies.
Rodan!
It's still so funny to me that after watching that series, I go back to play the PS4 game. I find out one of Rodan's moves is literally just fly up and row down. He just headbutts the floor, and it's like the best move he has in God of Destruction mode. because it costs no energy and it has such a huge area of effect. The meta of using Rodan in the main mode of the game is to just row down everywhere. It's perfect.
See, you said God of Destruction mode, and the first thing I thought was Goku in Sage mode outfit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. I see where you're coming from. Imagine if Batra wasn't in the game.
Yeah, because you said God of Destruction mode. My first thought was, oh, Battle of Z, because that's the first one Beerus is in. He's a God of Destruction. I'm like, what does he look like in that game? Sage mode Goku.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not God of Destruction at all.
But there are two gods of destruction in Godzilla, Batra and Space Godzilla. What if they weren't in the game? That would be really funny.
What if Beerus was in the game?
That would be really funny. It'd be silly, but it'd be funny. That game could really use more characters, because... I mean, could it? It could use more gameplay. That would be good. But like...
A sequel, perhaps?
Yeah, sequel. It's one of the few Godzilla games that doesn't have Megalon. Like, come on! Megalon's like the protagonist of Godzilla video gaming. Because he's like...
Why doesn't it have Maguma?
I mean... Trading Battle does. What if Battle Line did like a miscellaneous Toho Films like season, and they just added like Gorath as like this 10 energy unit that just nukes the entire field and kills everything?
Just the fucking asteroid?
Yeah. In the original movie, it's a star, Don. It's a brown
It's giving
dwarf
me
star.
flashbacks to fucking to Yu-Gi-Oh! What the fuck is that card? That's just a fucking meteor that destroys the field.
I don't actually remember.
Fuck, I can't remember, but I remember it fucking screwing me over a lot. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! in a while. I've been too busy playing.
Is it Raigeki?
The Pokemon.
I think
No,
that's
it's
a
not
meteor,
Raigeki.
but
That's lightning, not a meteor.
That's a field nuke. But, you know,
No,
add
it's,
Gorath,
hold on,
add in Gazora, because he seems to show up a lot more than the other Space Amoeba characters, even though he's not the one that actually showed up in a film. Add Gyra and Sandra, that'd be funny, just as a dual unit. Throw in Manda, you know? Throw in Manda. You got the Gotengo in the game. You can add Manda, too. Add fucking King Kong escapes King Kong. That'd be really funny. Add with Mechanicong. Put both in the game. I want Mechanicong. Specifically, give him the machine gun from the Kodansha manga. Let Mechanicong just run up machine gun things.
Fuck you and the balloons you wrote it on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it Nibiru? Is that his name?
Nibiru. That is a hypothetical world-ending planetoid named after a Mesopotamian god of the dead.
It is Nibiru. That's it. Nibiru, the primal being. Yeah, fucking a Gorgillion stars to summon, but it just nukes the field.
Yeah. I explained what it was beyond that, but okay.
Yeah, I was looking for the Yu-Gi-Oh context.
I really like in the anime novel, the way they handle Gorath is they just combine all the versions. Like, it's like the size of the moon, so it's massive, like in the original story. It's got like a sentient animal inside, a sentient creature inside of it, or it may be sentient itself, like Monster X. And Godzilla just fucking blows it up before it ever reaches Earth, like the Pachinko game.
Yeah,
it doesn't amount to all that much, but hey, it's there. Gorath is there. Gorath's whole lot, since its original movie, was to show up and get shot in the face by Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's its whole bit.
Yeah, I think I think our post reaction podcast has gone on long enough. It's been a while since we've done one, actually.
Oh, they should add Gemstone, if that's what he's called, Godzilla, the Gigan Rex Godzilla.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Let's say that's the end of the video, everyone. It's been feature length. Not all of that was about Fall Guys Among Us, but it was a good episode. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Don.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I just said goodbye. You didn't need to say bye-bye. Listen to what I say.